rating yourself question. So, do you think you'll be better looking in 10 years' time? Better looking looks?
Yes, because I plan to get surgery to be better looking.
Okay, so you're 31, so you'll be better looking at 41?
Yeah, off to Turkey. I'm going to get procedures for sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then will you be better looking in 20 years' time at 51?
Depends like where technology's at. If it's possible, yeah, I'll try. I'll do my best. But I can't say like definitively.
If, let's say, plastic surgery was unavailable,
then I would look worse for sure.
At 41, okay.
Probably so, yeah.
What about 30 years if plastic surgery is available at 61 versus now at 31?
Yeah, I feel like where technology will be at that point, it's possible, it's feasible, you know.
And then you're 31 now. Do you think you were better looking at 21 than you are now at 31?
No, honestly, not at all.
Better looking?
I don't think I was better looking at 21.
You're better looking now?
I think so.
At 31,
yeah,
okay.
Honestly, yeah.
And then you're 26. Do you think you'll be better looking in 10 years' time at 36?
Well, they usually say a woman's prime is like in her early 30s, right? Or something like that.
Who says that?
I think you can Google it. They usually say that women's prime is like in their early 30s. But
who says that?
Just
women?
Google it. Just
Old
Google
women
it.
say that? Okay.
I Googled it before, and they usually say that is like the prime. But if I'm working
you
out,
can Google like flat Earth, and you'll get results for that too. Doesn't mean. So better looking at 36 then in 10 years' time?
If I'm eating healthy and working out, God willing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then 20 years' time at 46?
Hopefully I'm decent and not like.
But better looking?
Better looking. I don't think I'm going to be better looking.
Okay. And then are you better looking now at 26 than you were at 18?
No, I think my face was more fresh and lively.
Okay. I think that's the first time a girl's ever said that, but
really?
Yeah. So
usually once they start coping, they never stop.
Once the cope starts,
yeah,
we should make a song.
They just never stop. Hey, Chickenfoot, get on that. Make that song.
You're 38, better looking in 10 years' time at 48?
Yes.
Better looking in 20 years' time at 58?
Probably not.
And then you're 38, were you better looking at 28?
Hell yeah.
And yes, at better looking 10 years ago. And then were you better looking at 18?
Absolutely.
And then between 28 and 18, better looking at 18 or 28?
Ugh. Probably 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Nas in LA says women's prime on Google says it's 18 to 100 years old.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. And then, by the way, those of you on the Discord guys, we're going to do the little ageroo thing. If you guys can do the little thing on the Discord and the research channel, keep it clear for them. You are 31. Mm-hmm. Better looking in 10 years' time at 41.
No, but I do think I'll still be attractive.
Sure, that's fair.
Yeah.
Were you better looking at 21 than you are now at 31?
I had a bit of a rough patch from like 21 to 24, so no.
Drugs?
No, but I just gained weight from like college, like going out, partying, eating unhealthy.
So then let's do this. Better looking at 19?
Debatable. I probably, yeah.
Okay, all right. 48, better looking in 10 years' time?
Absolutely.
20 years' time?
Sure.
30 years' time?
To my husband, yes.
No, to the world.
To the world?
Yeah.
Yeah, depending how I will feel.
Let's say you got divorced from your husband and you had to like go out there back in the dating market.
Oh, shit, this is depressing. No.
Okay. And then you're 48 now, better looking 10 years ago?
Yes.
Better looking 20 years ago at 28?
I was 28. Yeah, I just got to this country. I actually picked up lots of weight.
And then better looking at 18 versus now at 48?
18. Yeah, I look better now. Absolutely. Then 18.
So
yes.
Better looking now at 48 than you were at 18?
I was very insecure, yes, at that time.
Perhaps you were insecure, but...
Now I have a wonderful husband who gives me that,
Just so security undoes 30 years of aging?
I think the look is how we feel, really, Brian. It's just, seriously, the looks is how we feel. If we feel really not confident, no matter if it is going to be the most gorgeous person in the world, if they don't feel confident, they don't feel confident.
You should go read the fairy tale, The Emperor Has No Clothes. You should read it.
I will write it down.
Yeah, The Emperor Has No Clothes. I'm serious. You should read it.
Okay.
Yeah, this goes
wait, I
right
have a
into what
question.
you're saying.
So wait, how about this? What if you had been secure at 18, but not as secure as you are now at 48?
I didn't have at that time the wisdom and knowledge that I have now. So for me,
Let's say you had the wisdom and the knowledge.
I do not rate people based on looks. I really don't. I know we have this conversation over and over and over, and I do not rate myself based on looks or other people. I don't. I see who they are on the inside. That's what matters to me. That's the beauty. Everything else that is outside.
So he's an ICU burn victim. Half his face is melted off. All you can see is his hang on. All you can see is his teeth through the skin like that, right? You just see the teeth, and hang on, and half of them are missing, and one of his eyes is kind of hanging out like this, right?
Andrew,
and then on the other side, he's got this massive scar which comes down like this. Plus, he was born fat and short. You're not judging his looks at all. I just want to make sure we're clear. You're not going to judge his looks at all?
I'm always working on myself to not judge people. I have a client who doesn't have arm and leg, and he just got married, and in a very happy marriage. It is fantastic and wonderful man, who he is on the inside, the heart, how he cares about other people.
What does that have to do with his physical attract? Like, okay, let me ask you this. Since you pair people up, have you ever told a man that he should lose some weight or get in better shape, and that would increase his chances of getting a mate?
And women as well.
Yeah, okay. So you tell them both to do that. So hang on, stop. Because you're judging them on their appearance.
I don't judge.
Yeah, then why are you telling them to lose weight?
I'm explaining
then
them
why are
what
you
is-
telling them to lose weight?
Okay,
That's
can
a
I
value judgment.
Can I answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not telling them to lose weight. I'm explaining them what is going to happen if they don't.
Yeah.
Like the time frames, what we will need to work on, and so on. And what will happen if they do a quick adjustment in their physical look. It is going to be a little bit faster or whatever, but the choice is theirs. My opinion about them, who they are, is not going to change.
Yeah, but you've made a value judgment on their physical appearance. And what you've done is you've said, you have. I'll explain. There's no way around this. It's an entailment. If you tell a person, if I told you, if you lost 20 pounds, let's say, that the chances that you would attract a mate who is better than the current pool of mates you were after is going to increase. How have I not made a value judgment on your looks? Haven't I done that?
Andrew, I will take...
Is there any way around that?
I will take...
There's really no way around that, right?
I will take an average-looking client, whether it is male or female, who is absolutely fantastic person, loving and kind and thinking of others and with an open heart, than any model-looking guy who is an asshole.
And I'm not telling you that that's wrong.
Or woman who has just absolutely no value
Yeah, but I'm not telling you that that's wrong. Right? Great. I'm glad that you're making an assessment on a person based on the entirety of the package of the person.
Because I want to have happy family.
Yeah, I get it, right? There's going to be value inside of a person's religious practices, their home values. There's going to be value in all that, right? We agree on that.
Yes.
But if you tell a person, hey, if you lose weight, it's going to up your chances of getting a woman who has X qualities, you are making a value assessment on their physical appearance. And there's no possible way to cope your way out of that.
I give person an option, and I explain what is going to happen if they don't, and it is okay, whatever the choice is going to be, okay? And I will explain the time frames and everything if they do. But choice is going to be theirs. It is going to be theirs.
I'm not saying that the choice isn't theirs. I'm saying that you're making a value judgment on their appearance. If you weren't making a value judgment on their appearance, then how could you tell them that they need to change their appearance in order to attract this thing that they want? You have to be making a value judgment. It's impossible for you not to be making a value judgment.
I am working on myself every day and every minute.
Working on what? You're not doing anything wrong.
Not to judge, to love, to accept people who they are, but to lay out the plan for them and what is going to happen if these circumstances take place or those circumstances don't take place. Yes. But I am working constantly on myself,
but isn't it love,
not to judge.
Isn't it love and kindness to tell a person who says, oh, I'm really striking out in the dating field? How's it not loving to tell them, well, you know what, you're pretty fat. And maybe if you lost some weight, you wouldn't strike out so much.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, okay, maybe you wouldn't, right? But that sounds like it's actually a pretty loving thing to tell a person. Sounds like it's a pretty reasonable, rational.
Do you want me
hang on.
to tell you how I would say it?
Hang on. Let me finish.
Can I jump in super
It
quick?
sounds like it's completely reasonable and rational to say this to a person, and it's even loving. How is it not loving? You just don't like the tone? You just don't like how it's said?
Well, it is not the words. I mean, what matters is how you present it to
it's
the
tone.
person. Words, words, they matter.
All right.
No, I'll
They
let
matter.
you keep going. You keep really quick. I got to back my boy Andrew here on this, my Caucasian. I got to back him because I gained some weight, and I was
Burritos.
I was manifesting.
Burritos.
Don't go there, Andrew. I was manifesting way more women with large labia when I was in better shape than I'm a little chunky right now. I'm a little chubby. The manifestation has been impeded. There's an energy block, and like the large labia women aren't coming to me as much as when I was like, could you, Austin, really quick, just find my like young fit Brian photos? Like it was easy back in the day, son. Like coming constantly, manifesting. I was doing my astrology. I was doing the Tai Chi.
So you were pulling BLM when you were skinny?
BLM all day, every day.
So now you're struggling a little
Scroll-
bit now that
scroll
you're a
You sound
little
jealous.
chunky?
You
Scroll
sound
down.
jealous of Brian pulling all that BLM.
And it's like
I
crazy,
pulled
bro.
just as much as him, so I ain't jealous.
Okay. But I'm just saying, I was skinny, man. I was thin. And then, yep. And Andrew's right, man. Like, I was manifesting giant labia. And I still, it's
and
not
now
as
it's just
frequent.
normal labia.
Look
at what you've done.
It's terrible. Okay, anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to.
But
guys.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, it is actually a good point. The point is that I don't think it's unloving to tell a person the truth, and I think that
It's just how you present it.
I think that, no, see, I don't know about that either. I think that sometimes the presentation is going to be hurtful, no matter what, and I think that sometimes it's actually good that it is. I remember when I was young, my dad used to say shit to me all the time. Like, here, let me give you an example. Hey, stop being a fucking pansy, right? That was a good one. And he was right? He was basically like, what he's saying is stop bitching, stop whining, complaining, go do what you're supposed to do. He didn't give a shit how it made me feel. He didn't care. And why should he have? The truth is that I needed to do the things which I needed to do, right, to enter into the phase of what you would call manhood, that type of thing. It's not polite. It's not always nice. It's not always neat, right? But I just see it as kind of total cope when people say this, like, I don't make value judgments on how people look. I don't make value judgments on how people dress. I don't make value because we all do. And the thing is like, you especially in your job are doing it all day long, every single day, and you're just kind of pretending you're not.
Can I answer now?
Yeah.
I listened to you,
Yep,
right?
yep.
I
Sure.
heard you. Okay. So my language and how you're presenting the information, my choice is to actually present it in a motivating way. Okay? So if I know that the person...
Present it to them how?
Motivating, more like
motivating.
motivating,
Okay.
motivating, inspiring
sorry, I
way.
just
So
didn't catch the
it's
word 'cause
fine.
the
It's fine.
accent.
I get it all the time.
Yeah,
It's fine.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So, for example, if I see a client who, has extra weight in this circumstance, right? So I will explain the client. Okay, so here's what is going to be our options. And this is what is going to take the time frame, and this is how your relationship is actually going to be developing, and this is how you will be presenting yourself. This is how you need to answer the certain questions and explain. And I do have clients who actually came from marriage of many, many years, and there was comfort. They created for many, many years. They created the comfort there. They picked up weight. Spouse passed away. Now they're back in the dating world. But it is about explaining, and some people will understand. Okay, and the other option, if you want this and this and this and this, then this is what will need to be required to make. Choice is yours.
Sure.
Which way you want to go.
I totally understand what you're saying, and let me steelman it, or let me repeat it back so that I understand. You're saying there's multiple ways to get at what it is you're trying to do. If you want this thing, then you need to do A, B, C, and D. Some of that may include losing weight. Some of it may include dressing differently. Some of it may include making more or less money, right? Yeah. You would agree that you're just offering the idea of the choice that if you want this thing, you need to do these things, right?
Right.
Those are all value judgments. Every single one of those is a value judgment, which you're making. It's you're taking the value of the person and you're matching it against the value of what they want, and you're telling the person what they have to do in order to achieve the valuable thing that they want, which is going to include you making these judgments in your mind. You're too fat.
I'm not making.
You are. You have to. You literally have to, or else you couldn't tell them to lose the weight. Unless you're saying in value to this thing over here, which is better than you, you have to lose the weight in order to get that thing. You're literally telling them.
Okay.
You're making a value judgment, a value assessment. You're mapping it onto them, and you're saying physically you need to do X. So you're making a judgment.
I'm not saying physically you need to do X. I'm explaining what is going to happen, and it's their choice what they want to do.
Yeah, I know it's their choice, but this.
Anyway, I love all of them. Okay, I do love them.
I'm not saying you
whatever they are,
don't.
overweight. As long as they're great, wonderful, and open-minded. Yeah, I love all of them. And trying not to judge.
Why don't you love the closed-minded people? That's very judgmental.
Because there is closed-minded people, they cannot create the fulfilling relationship.
That sounds very judgy.
Fulfilling relationship.
Yeah, but I mean,
True connection,
that's all judgment.
It is not judgment.
Yeah, how is it not judgment? The second you say you're too close-minded to do X, you're judging.
We are talking about whether or not I would be able to help them. Okay?
But even that's a judgment.
That I would not be able to help them.
Yeah, all of that is making judgments, yeah.
That I would not be able to help people to create loving relationship.
If I say you're too annoying to work with, or
not annoying,
or hang on, let me finish. Or you're too dumb to work with, or your value you worship Satan, so I can't work.
Mine,
if I say exactly, that's all value judgment.
But it is my choice.
I agree, it's your choice, but you're still making judgments. Over and over and over again. It's like one judgment after the next judgment after the next judgment. And that's okay. I think that's fine.
You see, I'm not going to be judging you for calling me to be judgmental. I still love you, Andrew. Fantastic. Okay, you want the debate? Brian, you take a break?
Okay, I feel like you're judging me right now.
Here, let's finish up with the question. Better looking in 10 years' time?
Maybe, yeah.
So you're 20 right now, correct?
Yeah.
So better looking at 30?
Yeah, I could see that maybe.
Better looking in 20 years' time at 40?
No.
Okay. You are 38, better looking in 10 years' time?
Yeah.
Into the mic, please. 20 years' time at 58.
Interesting question, because when I was at 20, I thought that, oh my gosh, I'm so beautiful. But now when I saw the pictures with the blue eyeshadows, with the plus 10 kilograms, I said, oh my gosh, it's so much difference between 20 years ago and now. But now I feel, yeah, I'm better.
Okay, you said because of the blue makeup, the blue eyeshadow?
Yeah, it was 20 years ago.
Here, let me make it simple. If you had if you had been wearing the blue makeup when you were 20 years old, would you be more attractive at 20?
But that's what she was wearing at 20 years old, blue makeup.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's a blue eyeshadow. No, it's not a blue.
It wasn't attractive. She didn't like the blue eyeshadow. Like when we look at pictures of us on MySpace and stuff,
the 80s,
crazy.
Oh,
the 80s
no. Okay, hold on. So you're 38 currently. Okay. Will you be more attractive in 10 years' time at 48?
48.
We'll see.
Okay, so then the question you got, I don't know how this miscommunication occurred. Mm-hmm. I then asked, in 20 years' time, not when you were 20, in 20 years from now, when you're 58, will you be more attractive then?
I think no.
Okay, but you will be more attractive at 48?
No.
So you're more attractive now at 38? Yeah. Okay, and then let's go back in time. You're 38. Were you more attractive 10 years ago at 28?
No.
And then 20 years' time, were you more attractive at 18 than you are now at 38?
No.
And then between 18 and 28...
You weren't more attractive at 18 than 38?
Yeah, I told you why.
Because of blue eyeshadow?
I was plus 10 kilograms. I don't know what I want, who I am, and that's when I was at
how many
18.
pounds is
I
that?
thought,
20
yeah,
pounds?
I'm beautiful.
Is that
But
20
now,
pounds?
when I saw the pictures,
Yeah, 10 kilograms is 22.
I think I'd rather.
So you were 40
because
pounds
you're
heavier?
like a kids, like a, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. You're like a, like a baby face, yeah. And
baby
20 years
face is
ago,
nice.
so I look like really like a, with a baby.
I think I would still say even like a girl who's chubby at 20, like a little chubby at 20, is going to be more attractive than her like super fitness 40-year-old self. Hot take there.
Based on whose judgment?
I
Yours
like
or
it with
hers?
wine.
So we would be looking at it through commonality. So yeah, I agree. It would be subjective to a degree, but we would just look at a consensus of agreement. So we just say, what would be the consensus of the most? Like if we had 10 men here, would 8 of them agree with us? Right. That's the only way we can really kind of measure that type of judgment, right? It's just based on the consensus of what most people intuitively think about it. So that's how attraction works. So I do think that Brian's likely right that most men would take a woman who was, 21, 22, 23, 24, who had a couple extra pounds on her. I'm not saying heavy, but she had a couple extra pounds versus a woman who was her fit self at 40. I think that they would.
So then it is based on their opinion, based on how men judge women. But you're asking what is her opinion.
Who are you trying to be attractive for?
Yeah, but you're asking what is her opinion.
Hang on. I'm sorry. Are you trying to get women to marry themselves?
But you're asking.
Yeah, I'm asking you a question.
How we
Hang
feel
on.
about
Are you
us.
trying to ask a woman to marry themselves?
No.
No. Who do you want them to marry? Men.
Then we
So
should
if you
ask
want them to marry men, whose
based on men's
values
opinion, then.
whose value judgment are we going to use here if you want them to marry men, not
So
theirs?
then the question needs to be organized in that way. Based on man's opinion, do you think you were 18, prettier when you were 18?
I think it's kind of primal too, right? Because that's like peak reproductive years for a woman.
Of course.
So like a man's more attracted to.
Of course.
I think it's just
Yeah,
like,
why would that not be the case? If you're in your prime reproductive years, that's when you're going to see the highest amount of attraction. Of course, that's the reason that when men and women are reporting this, their attractive levels, right? Women will often say, look, I like a man around my own age or this kind of thing. When it's asked to men, almost all of them say, yeah, I prefer a woman in their early 20s. Right? I prefer a woman in their early 20s because for us, what we would find attractive, of course, would be women who are in their reproductive years. Why wouldn't we find that to be the most attractive?
Well, usually what people get surgery for, it's like when you look more youthful.
Yeah,
like
you want to look younger.
You want to look,
you want to look like you're in those reproductive years.
You literally get fillers and stuff like that to look more younger.
Yeah.
And then like when you get older, you kind of deflate and you look more, your skin saggy and stuff like that. So that's why 18, 19, 20
But I mean,
is
to your question, right? If we're asking a woman about her physical beauty, right? Saying, how do you judge yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 for your physical beauty? How are they going to judge that absent the eye of men? That's what I want to know. How could that even be assessed absent the observer? How could you even assess that other than the comparison of the opposite sex? The reason I know that I'm not good looking is because plenty of women tell me, right? So it's like, but how else would I know?
Maybe like beauty standards, right? Like models, stuff like magazines, whatever, the internet, social media. I feel like it can be based on that too, right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, but that's the same thing. You're looking at what the opposite sex is viewing as what is beautiful and what is not. I don't ever see women going, well, I know that men find this repulsive and that's why I do it. Right? They don't do that. They do the opposite. They're like, this gives me the most amount of male attention, so I do that. Which makes total sense to me, but I don't actually know how you can judge your own beauty standard absent the eye of the opposite sex. I honestly don't know how.
I think it's from like even like our own standards, even like growing up, like watching like Disney princesses and stuff like that, looking at what beauty is. So now
Beauty to who?
Beauty to little girls, or what we see. It's
Yeah,
like
what you see the prince wants?
Actually, I feel like every day us waking up, what we see, like I feel like when everybody wakes up, like we look skinnier, our stomach's flatter. Everybody.
Yeah, but why are you comparing those as beauty standards if it's a subjective metric?
I don't think it's also like necessarily like depending on what men want, I think it's kind of like women like to feel pretty. Like I feel like if
Feel pretty for who?
Ourselves. It's both. It can be ourselves.
So you want other women to think you're hot?
No, me. I like to think that I'm pretty. Like when I wake up, if my skin's breaking out, if I feel like I'm gaining weight, if I feel like,
yeah, okay, sure. But I think that the reason that you would say that, okay, so like let's pretend that you're marooned on a desert island and nobody can see you, right? Why do you give a shit at that point if your hair isn't fresh and you're you don't care, right? What would be the point?
Care.
What would be the point of caring?
Sometimes a lot of people are vain. Like my mother says this quote: "The more prettier you are, the more it hurts when it's gone." If you constantly look at yourself in the mirror and you feel like your looks is your strong suit, you literally
because you think other people are judging the looks. That's where vanity comes from. Vanity would come from the idea that I'm pretty and you know I'm pretty, right? Because you know I'm pretty, I can do X thing, right? I get this attention. Otherwise, what would be the vanity? The vanity comes from, oh, I have this thing that you want, right? And so it builds me up. It builds my confidence up, right? So you could be like a vain guitar player because you're the best in the world, or you could be vain with all sorts of different things. The question becomes, though, is like, what builds that vanity up? I think that the idea that you can judge beauty standards or assess your own beauty standards absent the idea of what the opposite sex thinks is just absurd. I don't know where you'd get the standard from.
Well, I feel like if, like, let's say men didn't exist and it was just women, and I think that psychologically we would start to notice, like, who's healthy and who's just, like, you know, like doing life right, and we would start to like look at them.
Do you think you guys would get fake boobs for each other?
No, I do not think so. But
I don't think so either.
Like, as far as like a beauty standard, we would start to like look at certain people who seem to really be thriving and like healthy, and we would want that for ourselves.
Is that even a beauty standard at that point, or is that just a health standard or some other standard that we're applying? When we're talking about beauty.
Okay. I suppose I get what you mean. Like if there was never men to like look pretty for, why would we want to look?
When you assess what is beautiful, right? Isn't it the woman who the men are paying attention to?
Yeah. I guess that's true.
I mean, that's how else do you assess it? And
I just think whatever you think that is pretty in your standard. Like if you look at girls with huge noses,
I agree,
that's not pretty.
But here, let's find some common ground. Sure, it's whatever you think within your standard. I'm just asking what informs the standard.
Shit.
I feel like it matters.
Yeah, like honestly, what informs the standard?
I'm just assuming. I don't know. This is kind of how like
you just inform yourself.
I'm looking at what I see, like I'm saying on TV, what you see on TV, what you see.
So you're seeing
what you think is pretty.
Yeah,
and I feel like what is pretty, what everybody knows that's pretty, thin.
Yeah, so you have an informed standard based on what you see, the male attention getting on TV.
I can't say it's necessarily for men though, because I still feel like I have to make sure.
What makes a Disney princess pretty?
Small waist, pretty hair, big, nice lips.
What makes that pretty?
I am not even sure.
You got a dream life.
It's like
it's because the prince who shows up is buff as shit, and you know he kisses Sleeping Beauty, and she gets the kingdom. That's what makes her pretty, right? I mean, how else do you inform it? So, I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
Well, I'm saying if like you said, on a desert island by myself.
Yeah.
If I'm actually like in like scarves and like rags and stuff, it's like if my body's looking slim and I'm looking good, I'm like, oh, I look good. Like, damn, it sucks I'm not with nobody right now, but fuck, I look good. But that's
based on preconceived notions already poisoned well, right? That have already informed your beauty standards. So let's take it instead. Say you're on the desert island, you've never seen another woman. What would inform them?
I guess I'm not even sure. I'm saying like, it's embedded in us. So whatever I guess.
Well, then now it's universal. So now we can judge 1 to 10.
I think, yeah. Everybody judges.
All right.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I judge. Want a slim waist if I'm stranded on an island.
Well, you're gonna get one.
Oh yeah. Look, sexy. A win is a win.
Just getting answers from everybody. So you are 20, better looking in 10 years' time at 30.
I say yes.
20 years' time at 40?
No.
Okay. And then you are 38. Do you think you'll be better looking in 10 years at 48 versus now at 38?
No.
Okay. And you're 38. Were you better looking 10 years ago at 28?
Yes.
And then 20 years ago at 18?
No.
So 28 was like peak for you, you would say?
I would say right now.
Wait, so you're better looking now at 38 than you were at 18?
Yeah.
You are the best in the moment.
Yeah,
There's a lot of that going on in Russia, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of
Which of that?
a lot of really ugly 18-year-olds who bloom into beautiful flowers at 40.
You have no idea what is going on in Russia for the young women. All of these words that you guys not supposed to be talking about is going on. You walk on the street.
Oh no,
What does
I
that
agree.
have to
There's
do with-
tons
So
of
there is-
those poor women in the Ukraine who they don't have their men because they're out fighting on the front lines to make sure that they stay free of Russian
Well, it is.
occupation.
You see, we are kind of
Those
the,
poor
the
girls.
generation.
I feel terrible for them.
Andrew, so we are the generation that we were born, and we were in our teenage years when mafia was ruling everything. Police couldn't do anything. So
What
you
does
walk
that
on the
have-
street
I'm sorry, but what does that have to do with the
with how we
conversation?
feel as women.
They're
No,
talking
but
about the looks.
Andrew was making a point about, man, all these women, Russian women who are actually have reputations for being more attractive than their Western counterparts. They're ugly at 18, but then they glow up at
40.
We come to United States where you men make us actually feeling better about ourselves.
So it's cope. It's pure cope.
Over there, 7 women to 1 guy. We have to compete.
So we're back to how we feel about it again.
No, I have a thing. Imagine like you took a photo. Like I have just photos laid out. You know nothing about them. You don't know the history of what they've been through.
into the mic.
Based on the
Yeah.
picture?
If it was just a picture of you, like you don't know anything.
Of me?
Yes, versus now. Like you're a different person.
That's a good question.
I remember some of the pictures
Well,
from
just
that
think
time
if
of
I laid them
myself,
out.
and if you ask my opinion,
Yeah.
I don't think I look better back then.
Cool.
My opinion. How others, men, we had to hide quite a
Do we
bit.
have the
Okay, hang on. Let me
Do
just
we
ask
have
you.
the age?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this
Okay, we'll wait.
instead. How old did you say you are?
46.
You're 46.
We'll be 46 on 31st.
Raise your
October.
hands. Raise your hands right now if you're younger than 46.
Oh, younger.
Okay. Are you prettier than any of the women who just raised their hands?
I will not be judging. Based on personality? Am I prettier?
No, physically,
No,
physical attraction only.
No,
No.
no.
But we're expected to believe that if you were sitting in their chair at the same age that they are, that somehow you would be more attractive right this second than you would be at their age right now. So out of this entire sample size, you were the ugly duckling at their same age?
Oh, Andrew, you are speaking so fast. Oh, my God. Okay.
All right, well, let me back it up. I'll make it really slow.
Let's do it.
Okay? They're all younger than you, right?
Yeah.
Are they all prettier than you? Physically?
I will not be judging based on the physical look.
Then why'd you look around?
Feeling their energy.
Okay.
Every one of them is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
Every
right.
one of them in
Yeah.
their own
So I'm
way.
gonna ask you this-
Absolutely.
I'm gonna
Based
ask
on
you
our
this-
energy.
So I'm going to ask you this question again, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can get an answer.
Okay, let's try.
Physically, purely based on physical character. I don't give a shit about their emotional energy or how great they felt this morning when they ate their Cheerios. I don't
Right.
care about any of that.
But I do.
Just physically how they look. Are any of them less attractive than you?
Less attractive than me? I don't know.
Physically. Only
I
physically.
can only give you a description like who has
Okay, let me ask it a
bigger
different way.
breasts,
It-
who has longer hair.
You started this conversation. Let me
Sure.
start it this way. Okay.
Can I
I'm
speak as a
hang on,
matchmaker?
hang on.
So, for
hang on,
example,
hang
as a
on, hang on.
matchmaker.
No. I'm going to get an answer before we get into this.
Okay, let's
All right,
try.
let me try it this way. You started this conversation by saying that there's tons of men who watch porn, right?
In the United States, yes.
Okay.
Well,
Do you think, based on that knowledge, that more men would rather watch porn that starred these women or you?
that men would rather watch corn.
That starred these women or you?
I do not care because what matters for me is the opinion of my husband. Oh my goodness. What are you trying to...
I'm just asking a super basic question. Do you think, right, that since you think that tons and tons of men watch porn, you've obviously studied that phenomenon.
Oh, yeah? Okay, yes.
You've obviously studied that phenomenon.
They will choose any one of them, yes, rather than me. Absolutely.
Well, then, how does that not tell me that men would find all of the women here who are not you more attractive than you?
And that's what I said. Every one of them is better looking than me.
Okay, great.
That's what I said.
Then why should I have the expectation that at their same age, that you wouldn't have been more attractive then than you are now?
How? Okay.
That's what I don't get.
Every one of them is young and beautiful.
Right.
And fantastic. And everyone has a potential to be a wonderful wife.
All right, Brian.
And we'll teach them values, and I'll give them coaching, and they will be a support system and wonderful and happy, and they will do everything for their man.
You're going to judge me and tell me I'm fat and I need to lose weight.
I will explain the options.
No, she won't.
I will explain the options.
You need a bigger butt.
I will explain the options. This is what
so those options are your judgment of what.
Okay, as Andrew explained to me, as Andrew said, apparently they are judgments. Okay,
they're judgments, yeah.
But I will explain, like, this is what is going to happen if we go this route, and this is what is going to happen if...
Well, what I'm trying to tell you ultimately...
If I walked into your office and you're looking at me and you're going to write down, these are 5 things that you could do to make yourself better to get a man. Well, that's what your job is, isn't it?
I do not. So you will explain to me. Well, first of all,
I'm going to come in there and tell you.
First of all,
this is what I think is wrong with me.
Do you want me to explain you my process?
Yeah.
Okay. So my process is, doesn't matter if it is man or woman that actually comes to my service. First, they are speaking with the team of people who are getting the inside information.
I get that, but I'm saying if I were to walk in, just get to that point. If I were to walk in, what would you tell me?
cannot walk in and have a...
Okay, get
so
on
then we would get, let's say, you pass those filters, right? So we have a certain strict criteria. Then you get on a consultation with me. And then we will be speaking with you. So I will be diving in really, really deep into what made you who you are today. Starting from the childhood, going through all of your experiences.
Judging.
Talking about...
That's all judgment.
No, to understand the amount of work that would need to be done. You want to call it judgment, it's totally fine.
It's okay to judge, is what I'm saying to you.
Okay,
it's
fine.
okay to judge.
Fine. If you call it judgment, I don't call it judgment. But it is important for me to understand how I can help person.
It's a lot of fighting over a noun, you know.
It's not fighting. I think we're speaking passionately. I do speak passionately. Don't you? With passion.
No.
No?
No.
You fighting?
No.
Are you fighting?
I'm fighting, yeah.
You're fighting. Okay, fine. You fight all you want. I speak passionately and with love. And we can disagree about that if you want. That's totally fine.
All right, Austin, can you pull up the Discord, guys? We did the... okay, so this is...
oh my God, that's horrendous.
That's a beautiful
Why
woman.
is my shirt having wrinkles, please?
All right, this is chair...
Why? Damn.
Okay, that's...
Wait, no, I hate these filters.
In how many years? Like, what?
Oh, shit. Why do I look Asian?
You look...
You guys just
hang on,
changed my race.
put it up on the one just above. You look like a Native American.
Yes, literally.
Am I wrong?
Look-y, a picture of both.
Yeah. You look like you're about to dance around a campfire.
That's a milk.
Stop.
Did your boobs become bigger?
I think so.
No.
But there's going to be lots of people who will be remembering me with the good words, I'm sure.
Yes, hell yeah.
Damn, what the fuck?
That is.
Why is she so buff?
I look like a man.
A biker.
Yeah. Oh, wait, are these different ones? We'll do the both sets. Okay, next.
I became a man.
Wait, if you don't have to click out. There's arrows.
That's a beautiful woman, okay? That's a beautiful woman.
Next.
Mine's hideous.
That's
Next.
great. I become trans.
Next.
Wait. Scroll back. Scroll back. Why'd you next it?
What do you mean?
You nexted it too fast. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Next. Next. You're still Native American.
I feel like I feel like Asian. Asian and Asian. Oh hell yeah, I'll be Pocahontas.
Next.
Why'd you just say ew?
Oh hell no!
Really?
So you're not gonna feel like a 10 then?
No, absolutely not.
Great.
As I said,
They're not gonna look like
I would be happier though,
Are there
much
more?
happier.
she's had it.
Oh, can we get Anissa too? And the Chilean soldier.
What about
back
you
there?
guys?
Yeah, what's about you guys?
Oh.
Oh,
Little
okay.
Asian there too.
Let's get Anissa. Let's get Anissa. So Anissa, can you look into that camera right there? If you guys need a little screenshot, all right. And then get the soldier over there. Get him. All right, cool. We'll do for them. All right. Look at all these 10s.
Good job.
Look at all these 10s. Holy shit.
I love it.
God damn. I got like hard for. Whoa.
Sexy
what the
little
fuck?
Native
Oh, sorry,
American.
that was